Alright, what's up everybody, it's Reclaimer and welcome back to another viewer gameplay submission review. Today we've got something a little bit different. We are going over a Slayer game on Plaza. It's not HCS settings, it's just normal, regular Slayer, just like the game shipped with the normal AR and radar and all that stuff. So this game was submitted by AleterixT, I think is how you say his name. So we're going to take a look at it, and it should be pretty similar to HCS, but I do want to let you guys know that you guys can submit Team Arena or Slayer games. I obviously would super prefer HCS because that's what I'm good at, but if you want to submit something with default settings, I guess Team Arena wouldn't really apply because it's BR starts still, I think. If it's changed back, then I don't know. But yeah, this is a normal Slayer game, and we're going to go over it and see what this guy does and sort of pick it apart. So you guys know the drill. Weird sort of breakout right there. It looked like he was going to go towards OS, but then decided to go towards snipes. So it's always like, I mean, that might not be the biggest thing in the world, but, or well, breakouts are pretty important. So breakouts determine your team's start on the map, and so you really want to be decisive with what you do off the start of the map. Once you commit to something, you really have to just commit and go for it fully. So whether you're going to play for the sniper or the overshield or some sort of map positioning, you really have to do that, and you have to be decisive about it because you're trying to gain an advantage in a 4-on-4 situation right off the start of the map over the enemy team, because whoever wins this initial fight or comes out with numbers advantage will have control and will be in the best position to get more kills. So it might not be the biggest deal, but we'll see how it works out for him. Ends up getting the sniper. There's a guy posters, and one of your teammates is already dead. You get body blocked. Yeah, so see, that's basically what happens is when you don't have a decisive breakout, see, you got beat to the power positions, and then now you're down 0-4. And this teammate over here is probably going to die because he's literally getting triple teamed. So yeah, 0-5. So that's what a breakout does. Already they've got a 5-kill lead, and they didn't even really do that much. So way over aggressive push there. I mean, I don't want to like lay into you here, but like off the start, especially when the other team has numbers advantage. We'll go back. Especially when the other team has numbers advantage, you really want to sit back and wait for your teammates, and you want to try to move around your teammates. I know when we talk about solo queuing, you sometimes have to play by yourself because that's just how it is. You have to play sort of selfish, but you never want to make like a super aggressive push like that. So see, right here, you spawn glass, right? You just spawn glass, which means that they're going to be over here towards this nest, open field, blue ramp area, because that's the reasoning for you spawning all the way over here. So since they're all over here, you should either, I mean, there are a number of different things you can do. You can go driveway and try to cross map some shots. I mean, sometimes that's generally not a great idea because you can get caught by nades easily and you can get collapsed on really easily, but you can go glass right here and just shoot and try to back people down. Or you can do what I think is probably the most preferable thing to do in this situation is move through yard and pick up the combo if it's here, and then try to move through blue and gain some sort of positioning here, work out of blue, and then try to get a numbers advantage. So when you're down in numbers, you don't want to die because every single kill that they get makes it easier for the enemy team to get another kill because they have numbers advantage. They get team shot, you know. It becomes easier for them the more of an advantage that they have. I worded that kind of weird, but yeah, so you want to play really passively, especially when the other team has a numbers advantage. And the best thing that you can do whenever you don't have a numbers advantage is to, especially if you're getting collapsed on and you know you're going to die, is to put as much damage down as possible and to try to come down with as many kills as possible. So right here, your team is 2 dead. I think somebody just spawned, but you're glass right now, and you decide to just sort of fly out. Okay, well, it might be a little bit different. You might have thought that you had some help because your teammate was right here below you, but I definitely don't think that you should have just flown out there because you were just a really easy kill, and now you are down by 6. So definitely want to work on paying attention to where your teammates are and stuff. So spawn here. Unfortunately, you couldn't get that cleanup. Kind of a weird angle, but I want to get that cleanup. And then again, you sort of just. All right, so if there's another huge thing right here. I don't want to keep pausing too much here, but this right here is a pretty important tip, I think. So if we go back, I hate theater, dude. This is honestly trash. Okay, if you come right here, all right. So see, this guy's one shot, and what you did right here is you tunnel vision this guy, and you focused on him and no one else. Right here, again, your team is 2 dead, So they have the numbers advantage. They have the positioning. They still have sniper. And the worst thing that you can do right here is honestly what you did. I don't mean to sound too harsh, but whenever your team is 2 dead, like I said, you want to be a difficult kill. That is probably the most important thing that you can do. And by jumping up here and trying to chase this one-shot guy and not accounting for who else is on the map and where they could be, you just made yourself an easy target. So not only were you high on the map, but you were up and out in the open. And see, because of that, this sniper guy gets a really easy angle on you. And so another thing, apart from being a difficult kill and not jumping out and giving up an easy death, you want to pay attention to, if you're gonna chase down somebody and try to go for a kill, you want to pay attention to what angles the other team can have. So like, say I want to chase a guy who's market, right? And I know that there could be a guy nest who's sniping, right? It might be a better idea for me to go down through dip, and this is just sort of a basic example, to go down through dip right here, because I know that this wall is here covering me, and I know that I can't get shot from nest. Whether there's a guy nest or not doesn't make any difference. You just want to make sure that you can be seen from the least angles possible. That's why you'll see people like hug walls all the time and take weird routes. It's because they're trying to kill certain angles so that you can't be seen from certain spots where you think that there could be people. So instead of taking this route right here and jumping up, if you think that this guy right here who's running, if you think that he's still either in this corner, top yellow, or right here on this little ledge, what you could have done is, instead of jumping out like this, you could have sprinted through dip and tried to get an angle from bottom middle, or, I mean, that's really the only thing that I think you should have done. And so you want to be, so apart from all this, you want to be aware of where you're getting shot from, or not where you're getting shot from, where you could get shot from. So you want to be aware of what angles other people might have on you. So see, from this angle right here, you can get shot from nest, you can get shot from S4, you can get shot from top center, loop, blue. You're exposing yourself to basically everywhere on the map, right? Top yellow too, so you just want to be aware of things like that. And also not to be too over aggressive, because that's kind of what you're doing here. So and then apart from those things, you want to not tunnel vision kills too hard, because if you, sometimes it's more beneficial to get a guy one shot and have him back down and live, because he's out of the fight for a certain amount of time, which means that he's not doing anything, he's not putting any damage down, he's not hurting your team. So it's better to back somebody down and then have them get away with their life, as opposed to flying out and trying to finish a kill and ending up trading or giving up a stupid death or whatever, because this was definitely a little bit over aggressive of a play that you probably didn't need to make, and you ended up dying because of it. So team's down 3-9, so you're down by 6 kills, which those couple things that I just mentioned would have made that like way less of a deficit, and you wouldn't be having some of these problems that you're having now. So right here is another sort of over aggressive charge, and you got a kill, but you also gave up a death. So you flew out at that guy, and by flying out at that guy, you did get a kill, but you traded, so it didn't really do anything for your team. It's one for you and one for them. Right here, you get kind of good timing on this guy, but again, you expose yourself to loop. You can get away from here. It won't be that bad. So it's good awareness to hide here, because you know that there might be people here. Good job to try to help your teammates. So now you're 2 dead. So now you should probably try to take an angle with this snipe. Probably get into a position where you can hit some shots. This is good. What? See, I don't know. That's kind of weird. They were both charging at you, so it might have been better to run there. I don't really know. That was kind of a weird one. But you sort of thrusted there, and then we're just out there. So, and that's kind of lucky. You played that a little bit over aggressively too, and then because your teammates were there, you got a kill. So not bad, but yeah. This is good right here. Your team has numbers, so you're trying to watch for the spawns. It's probably going to be blue. And unfortunately missed the shot on the overshield guy, so they have overshield. Good job to move away from that. Really nice shots on that guy. Sometimes you can rely on individual skill for certain things, and that was one of them. See, that probably wasn't the smartest play to just charge at people like that, but I mean, you're alive, you hit the shots, so can't really say anything about it. And then that's pretty good. You took a good route, and you ended up helping with some kills as well as getting one of your own. So this is pretty good stuff right here. So I think the overshield guy isn't a factor anymore, I'm pretty sure. And your team has positioning with the sniper coming up at 15 seconds, which is good. You can stay alive here. Good play. And I like the repeak, actually. I like the repeak, even though your shields weren't fully back up. it was good because that guy most likely was not going to be looking at you. He was most likely going to be looking at your teammate. So it was good to repeat there because obviously, even if you only get one shot into that guy, that's one less shot that your teammate has to hit. So you're just making it easier on your teammates to get more kills. So that was good. Probably shouldn't have dropped there. It's always best to hold the power positions. I mean, you ended up getting a kill, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just a generally good idea to stay in the height positions. Like, you could have stayed nest with no problem here, and now you're crouching tram, and you just gave up the sniper for really no reason. There was no reason for you to go bottom middle, and you're getting bagged. So, I mean, yeah. There was really no reason to give up the power positions because since you did that, look, they have nest, and you guys have to play for a retake now. And they also have the sniper. You kind of handed them the sniper, so there's things to pay attention to. There was no reason to go bottom middle there at all. You probably, like I said, you could have just held nest and not moved, and everything would have been fine. So, I mean, good shots. You need to stay alive here. Unfortunately, that guy was bottom middle. I mean, that's not the worst death in the world on your part. You're still down by 4. You're still definitely in this game. Just a couple of those simple mistakes. Nice nade. And then you guys basically need to stay alive because this overshield is about to come out. Alright, so this overshield is about to come up, and they have a sniper. So you really want to not give the sniper guy angles, and you want to try to stay alive for this as much as possible. So, taking a lot of damage. You really need to stay alive here. Unfortunate. Overshield should be up, I think. Nobody seems to be looking at it. It looks like the enemy's going to get it. So yeah. Red team gets the overshield again, which is really not good. So again, keep track of the power-ups, know when they're coming up, because it looked like nobody on your team knew it was coming up. So remember every 2 minutes after they're picked up, and look, I got overshield, got an easy double kill, and now they have the sniper again. And the power positions again. So right here is an important part because this is, alright, this part in the game is really important for your team because you're down by 8 kills, and 8 kills is not an insurmountable lead in Slayer. You can definitely come back from an 8 kill deficit. 8 kills is two complete slayouts if you don't give up any kills. So it would be pretty difficult to come back from, but it's definitely possible. Like I said, it's not an insurmountable lead in Slayer. People come back from bigger leads all the time. So right here, this retake is really, really important. You definitely want to play this super smart and try to work with your teammates and force a couple kills. So you got 2 teammates that are working together here, glass, and it looks like you have 1 teammate who's going to go blue. So what you do right here is really important. Looks like you're going to help these guys here. Now your teammates, now you have 1 teammate that died, so you really, yeah, so you had a teammate that died there, and so what you should have done is either eliminate that angle to where, so try to kill that guy, posters, try to back up a little bit deeper into the tunnel where the sniper can't hit you, or just give that up completely. Just run and just play your life because at that point your life becomes more important. And so now you guys just go for it dead. You're down by 12 kills, and then you get spawn sniped. And you're all getting spawn sniped. So what you should do here is, like I said, sometimes you can't help it. You just get spawn sniped. That guy's hitting shots, obviously, so he's doing well. What you're going to do, if you spawn right here and you know that there's a guy sniping nest, obviously you died to the guy who was sniping nest right before. So what you want to do here is you want to try to jump and thrust or do some sort of weird slide or hesitate here for a second, just kind of stall so that he doesn't know when you're going to pop out, because if you just go immediately, he'll be able to hit an easy shot. But try to jump and thrust. Be unpredictable and do basically anything that you can to throw his aim off so that he won't hit that shot. But yeah, you're down by 14 kills now. Again, 14 is also not insurmountable, but that is a pretty big lead when it comes to Slayer. You can come back from this, but you would have to play pretty much perfectly at this point. And yeah, it looks like your teammates are trading, and basically they can trade 1 for 1, which is the advantage that they have. And that was really weird looking. Need to stay alive here. I honestly don't know how you lived through that. That was insanely lucky that nobody landed a melee or any shots onto you. Like, you took a little bit of damage, but I think it's incredible that you didn't die there. So, sniper coming up. You guys can really make a difference with the sniper. You guys have the power positions and the sniper, and the overshield is going to be coming up in about 10-15 seconds. So if you guys work together, you can really sort of put a dent in this lead and make an effort at a comeback here. So what you want to do here is you guys all want to stay alive. You really don't want to push out too far and try to fuck up the spawns at all. And so this push, I really don't like this push because, I mean, you could get a flank here. You're kind of, yeah, but see, you just got caught, and then you gave up another death, and then now they have the numbers advantage. They're going to try to play, they're going to try to collapse on your teammates. They're going to have the advantage when it comes to getting the OS. And so you really just need to play with your team there. And now they're only 4 kills away from winning. You guys are down by 13. And you expose yourself to the hotel guy again. I mean, you're getting collapsed on, so there's not much you can do at that point, but you could have done more to play your life there, so. 2 kills left. It's looking like there's not really going to be a comeback here. There's only one kill left for them. They have the OS, and then you kind of just flew at him. I don't know. There were a lot of, like, I could definitely tell. All right, so let me talk about this. You want 11 and 14. 11 and 14 isn't terrible. But you made a lot of plays, a lot of pushes, and you were a little bit over aggressive, and you just did stuff that didn't really need to be done. And so you definitely want to think about that. Like, I don't want you to take this too harshly, right? Because I can tell by the way that you move around the map and by your shot that you are a pretty talented player. It's just, it comes down to making smarter plays. And like, see, this guy has OS. Instead of just flying at him, you could have run away. You could have tried to play your life. You could have even gone for like a ninja around the corner or something. You want to try to bait him into something like that. Ninjas are pretty easy to come by in Halo 5. So, I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that you should go for the world star play or whatever, or be like a total weirdo, but definitely be unpredictable. And there's so many more things that you could have done. Halo, more than many other games that I've played, is a much more mental game. It's there's a lot of mind games that goes into Halo, and it's a very smart plays play such an important factor in this game especially, and strategy is so important. So you were very over aggressive in this game, and so I would definitely work on being a little bit more passive and playing a little bit smarter, playing around your teammates, not giving up setups, or like every now and then. So like that last play where you went in the yard when it was a 4-on-4 was not the worst thing in the world. It was just executed a little bit poorly. You went a little bit too fast, and you sort of tunnel vision that one guy top yellow. Flanks are not the worst thing in the world, but you got to be really careful, and you got to really play it right when you do it, because what you did is you basically just walked over here by yourself, and since you were stuck looking at this guy, you didn't pay attention to them coming out of blue, and then you ended up giving up a free death, which caused the rest of your team to get collapsed on. So yeah, a lot of things to work on, but like I said, I don't want you to feel like I'm just sort of ripping into you or calling you a bad player, because that's not it at all. Like I said, I can tell by the way that you move and the way that you shoot that you're a pretty good player. It's just there are some things to work on, and I assume that you understand that if you submitted a gameplay for me to review. So yeah, that's going to do it for today. Overall, pretty, I mean, like I said, you got a lot to work on, but there's definitely, there's room for improvement, and I can tell that you are somebody who can get smarter and you know, better at the game and stuff. So if you just pay attention to that stuff, I think it'll help your game a lot. And yeah, so thank you. I hope the rest of you that aren't AleterixT, AleterixT, I hope you learned something, and I hope that it improves your game. And I'm interested to see what you have to say. And let me know if it does help. And anybody else who watched this, I hope you learned something. I hope it helps any of you guys at all. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'd like to appreciate it. Subscribe for new. Much respect as always, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.